Alright, what's going on everyone? Captain here back with another Marvel Contest of Champions video, and we are back on the content creator beta, and we're not going to be talking about Guardian this time though. We're going to be talking about my boy, you guessed it, Loki. You saw the title, guys. You're all itching to get into this to see how this happened, but believe me, it's awesome. But I want to briefly, real quick, I'll run through how this works with Loki if you're not familiar, because some of you've probably pulled Loki and you've always just heard he's terrible and you've never looked at him, so you don't even know how I'm doing what I'm about to do. So we'll quickly go through it. Basically, he has this curse ability. If you get Loki, you use a special 3, it inflicts a curse on the opponent. While that curse is active, you're going to be stealing any buff that the opponent would gain, and not a passive buff, it has to be an actual buff. So you notice I don't steal Iron Man's regular passive ones, but I steal his regular buffs. I said that weird, but regular buffs you steal, passive ones you cannot. Also, while the curse is active, if you use the special 2 and you have more hit points than the opponent, and that's actual hit points, not percentage based. So you could have, say you're in Abyss, if I didn't have the curse active, if I'm at 100% health and I get the Iron Man down to 98% health, percentage wise I'm higher, but actual health points I am not, so I would not get the extra damage. But if you have actual more health points than the opponent, you deal 7% energy damage on the opponent, and that scales for characters in the Abyss, which is where you'll see how I get those crazy numbers later on in the video. You can refresh the curse using a heavy attack. It is the second hit of the heavy attack that refreshes the curse, so you always want to try to weave that in whenever you can. You'll see I do it constantly, and there is a slight chance that they can be passively stunned while the curse is active. If you ever see an opening for that, you can hit them with a heavy refresh the curse, but those kind of pop up randomly. They're kind of hard to pick up on. Also, his passive ability, he passively gains, or his awaken ability, he passively gains power up to 1 bar. At Sig 200, it's pretty fast, so that's kind of nice. One of the main synergies for Loki is, of course, Thor Ragnarok, and if I go down to Loki, Ascending generates power as long as Loki is above 2 bars of power. Ascendant generates power. So his awaken ability, instead of stopping at 1 bar, you gradually keep gaining power until you're up to 2 bars. So that's all Thor Ragnarok does, and it's a pretty nice ability for that, especially for something like this video. Another synergy that I'm using is Hela, and Hela allows Loki to always count as having more health points than the opponent. So at this point, the health points don't matter as long as they are cursed, and I have Hela on the team. I will always be considered having more health than the opponent, so whenever I use my special 2, I'm going to be dealing that 7% of energy damage, and that is probably one of the most key synergies for this video in order to do what I did. And then there's one other synergy that was a big help. The last one here is Diablo. So going down to Diablo, you see plus 35% curse debuff duration. This also is huge because that curse, it enables it to stay up significantly longer, and you have a little bit more time to at least get in a special attack, and then have still have time to refresh it and not have to build back up to the SP2 to put the curse back on them. So that's it for the synergies. In the first portion of the video, I'm actually using Mr. Fantastic as a final one because he has a fun synergy with Mystic characters, but I, in the end, went away from that and threw in Heimdall as kind of a safety net in case I messed up toward the end, because in a lot of my testing, and believe me guys, there was a lot. I had so many attempts here. I got so close so many times before I finally did this. I found out that Heimdall was working a little bit better. But let's go ahead and get down into the breakdown, and I'll walk you guys through how I figured it out and how I did it, and then I'll just let the full video play through of the takedown. Alright guys, here it is, the moment you've all been waiting for, everyone who has been bugging me to take Loki up to rank 3. Here is the Loki gameplay. So, to start this fight off, you'll notice I don't even attack into my play passive, I back off, I even get clipped a little bit, but that kind of helps me because right now, I'm trying to build up to my special 3. If I hit him, the Abyss ability for Iron Man is every 10 hits, you'll see the little blue text symbol there. If that gets to 10, all of my power transfers over to him. So I let my passive ability, my awakened ability paired with Thor Ragnarok, build up to 2 bars without having to do it. So now I'm kind of letting him hit into my block, give me more power, hit him a couple times here and there so the fight me coward doesn't pop up and I start losing my hits there for Abyss. And eventually I will get to my special 3 without having to worry about giving him my power. So now I've got my 3 bars, I throw my special. I got hit a little bit more in this attempt than I would have liked. This was the first attempt though where I realized that this was actually possible to one-shot. So at this point I've got the curse up and you'll see it's that question mark in red there. Now I need to make sure I am on point, evading his special 1s, intercepting his heavy with my heavy to refresh the curse you can see there. Now I'm going to hit him with another heavy, just refresh it one more time, use a special 2, and then boom, look at that. Let's play that again in slow motion. So remember the 7% is based on Iron Man's total health, so that equates to 85,000, which is the cap in Abyss. So every special 2 from here on out is going to be dealing that amount of damage. So instead of playing this all the way through, I figured I'd fast forward through this, but basically I'm doing that same thing over and over again, baiting his specials, refreshing with my heavy, using a special 2. And then we get down to the end of this fight, slow it back down, and like I said, this was the first attempt where I was like, wow, this is actually possible. You can see I have him down to, I think that's 5% health. I'm freaking out at this point. My hands are shaking. I'm like, how do I get him out of this phase? Like, how do I get away from this? Because he just constantly is gaining power and throwing special attacks. My curse has fallen off. I'm like, I don't think I can do this at this point. And he's just throwing special 1 after special 1. And then I finally get clipped by 1. And at that point, I'm like, okay, I gotta get this. Alright, and here it is, guys, the final attempt where I finally get the one shot. And a couple other things that I forgot to mention before, you can also land a reparry and then hit a heavy there to refresh the curse. Another easy way to do it other than intercepting his heavy with your heavy. That's another way to do it. Also, you'll notice once I get the curse active on him, I don't have to worry about the Abyss ability, which I did not expect. I did not even plan on that. So I don't know if that's a bug or if it's intended. So I figured I'll pass it along to Kabam and ask them and see. But either way, it makes for a fun video for this as well. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I got pretty comfortable doing this fight, being able to get him down to at least down to that 15% when he starts gaining the power. But at that point, it gets pretty hectic. So it took quite a few attempts to get the one shot. But here it is, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you toward the end. And there it is, guys. Rank 3, 6-star Loki taking down Iron Man Infinity War in the Abyss. He almost got me there at the end. He clipped me with the SB1, evaded the first part of the Special 2. My curse was almost falling off, but luckily we just got it in time and we took him out. So pretty awesome stuff here, guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Let me know down below what you thought about it. Hit the like button if you haven't already. But that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.